And so the most interesting one is going to be the football segment of the show. We're talking about the preview to the Champions League, where we have a couple of unknown faces, and there's a reason going around right now. When the Pope dies, an English team wins the Champions League. We hope that works out for us now, and it's not going to work out in the female version of it. Of course, shout out to the female version of Arsenal, or the female side of Arsenal winning away against Lyon 4-1 to win the series against Lyon, having lost the first leg against them at Emirates, and of course Chelsea lost 4-1 as well against Barcelona to lose total on aggregate 8-2. Don't forget Lauren James was out injured, so that might be a major reason why we see another whitewash without a reasonable response in the game. Kachi,
Yeah.
where do we start from? Barcelona versus Inter Milan. Barcelona basking, but the bask might be detrimental. Having won the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid,
Hmm.
going to what do you call it,
This time.
into the extra time and exhausting their energy trying to win the El Clasico, and now they face an Inter Milan that just lost in the league as well against Roma. It's poised to be an interesting game. KGFA, if you ask me, Barcelona at the Camp Nou. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. At the Camp Nou versus Inter Milan. What do you think for this one? I have
This
my own idea, but I want to put you on the spot.
I think this is actually going to be much closer than a lot of people expect.
Mm,
I think Inter is going to revert to form when it comes to this. When I mean form, I mean they're going to revert to playing Catenaccio. I'm not exactly sure who plays the first leg. I think the first leg is at the Camp Nou.
at the Camp Nou,
Um,
if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I
I
think it's
think
at the
it's
Camp
at the
Nou.
Camp Nou, or at least the Barcelona Stadium, not the Camp Nou, because the Camp Nou has not opened. At the Barcelona Stadium, I think Inter uh, struggling for form right now at a terrible time. They lost their their home leg of the Italian Cup semi-finals to their arch
Against AC
rivals
Milan, yeah,
AC,
yeah, that's true.
and then further
Follow
lost
up
also at home to
to
Roma.
Roma, yeah.
So the San Siro has not become a fortress for them. So they might be a good break for them if they are playing away from home for the first time, for the
Mm-hmm.
first leg of this time.
I
I
can
I give I think it's a 60-40, tilted heavily towards Barcelona, but I do think it will be closer than a lot more people think.
tell.
One of the reasons being that Barcelona has to turn around, rest, recover, and
Yeah,
play by Wednesday.
yeah.
But if the first leg is at the Barcelona, I think Barcelona goes there with a two-goal advantage. That may be the only reason why Barcelona wins. Inter
Okay.
will get their win at the San Siro, but they may just lose too much in
In
Barcelona to
Barcelona
recover.
to recover.
Yeah.
So you're tipping Barcelona 60% and Inter Milan 40%.
Yes, I
I
think I
think
think I think first leg, if it's in Barcelona Stadium, ends 3-1 in favor of Barcelona. I do think Barcelona goes to the
but it's
Giuseppe Meazza Stadium with a
yeah.
two-goal advantage.
The Inter Milan defense is just anyways, Barcelona is attacking crazily, but I don't think Inter Milan is the team that would concede 3 goals. For me personally, I think it's going
Well,
to be
they
as
considered
against.
it against the terrible AC Milan team. So
Oh, was it three? Was it? Was they
yeah, three
considered three
zero,
goals? I thought it
3-0.
was. I thought it was two.
No, 3-0.
I'll give Barcelona like of 53% chance and Inter Milan 47% chance for this particular encounter. For God knows what, I think the Italian in them will be brought out. Barcelona would, for all their good doings, we saw how they can quickly unfold against Dortmund, and
Hmm.
what will happen to them when they concede early, and becomes a problem for them as well. So personally, I think it's a balanced game, simply because Inter Milan are flying so flying under the radar. People barely notice them to be an elite club with an elite manager and elite mentality. So
Hmm.
people rarely take notice until it's too late. You see them in front of you and it's too late. It's like a punch by Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody has an idea until they get punched
You
in the
get
face.
punched in the face. Yeah.
And to the next one will be Arsenal versus PSG. This is not the
Mhm.
Arsenal. This is not the PSG Arsenal defeated in the group stage.
Yeah.
Arsenal, for all they agree doing against Real Madrid, this is a different game for them.
Mhm.
PSG probably have one of the most devastating front three in the Champions League as it were
Mhm.
right now. Maybe Barcelona, and it's not going to be an easy one for Arsenal, even though they are playing at home. Anything short of a two-goal lead for them, going to PSG might be interesting. And I'm looking
Mhm.
at the talking point for this one is definitely going to be Thomas Partey not playing.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey for me personally is the most important player in Arsenal. Gives them that kind of control that they needed. And Jorginho, you don't know the kind of Jorginho that will
You
come
will
come
get
up
on
that
that
day
day.
on that day.
Mhm.
So if you get a good Jorginho, probably will play as well as Thomas Partey will play, but you never know. And PSG, for them, for all their good work, they have a weakling at the center of the park, pairing of Marquinhos and Pacho. Pacho is one of the worst defenders I've seen in my life, personally. But they have a good defender that I said defender, a good goalkeeper that when it comes out to keep is great. But then when he decides not to keep, it's one of the worst that you can see around. So basically that's the talking point for me. And Arsenal without a striker still, I
Mhm.
hope and I hope and I hope for the sake of Arsenal and for the hope for the sake of these supporters, Ateta is not going to try to use Trossard
The
in
middle.
the as a nine in the middle as
Mhm.
against trying to use Mikel Merino.
Michael
What's
Moreno.
your own talking point about this particular encounter?
Debo, I think that I'm going to give Arsenal the same chance of victory that I gave them against Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
I think for the series, it's tilted 51 to 49 in favor of PSG. And only because PSG, like you said, a devastating front three, they have been scoring, firing on all
All
cylinders. And
cylinders.
Arsenal is missing, um, a talismanic number nine
Yeah,
who they would need.
yeah.
But one thing that PSG has shown me is that they also have a very soft underbelly in
Yeah,
that defense.
yeah,
Aston
yeah.
Villa was able to carve through them,
Uh-huh.
and I wondered how it happened. Aston Villa could have wrapped up that first leg even before Kvaratskhelia scored
Mm-hmm.
his second goal.
Yeah.
So it shows me that, as always, Arsenal needs to say, look, and therefore, this is what I would say. I think Ateta has already told his team, hey, the league is lost. You can see that in how they've been playing.
The
You
league,
saw them
yeah.
against Crystal Palace and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, just secure Champions League football for next
For
season,
next
but
season,
the
that's
league
all.
is lost. Conserve your energy, your strength
For
for the
Champions League.
Champions League. And I think they are going to barnstorm PSG, unlike Liverpool that were profligate and Nunes was missing several chances.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If PSG shows the same softness that they've shown in the defense, because everybody wants to attack in that team,
Yeah.
Arsenal
Yeah.
can play the ball over the top. Saka will be devastating. I think Martin Odegaard will come back to his best, his creative best in this
Best.
game. I think Arsenal goes to Paris with a two-goal advantage.
Oh, that'll be amazing. If they can, then that means they are winners in all ramifications then.
I think they get their two-goal advantage and they
Yeah.
go there.
And to an interesting one, I've won 32 Copa del Rey. Is that a trophy? We don't do that around there.
It's the FA Cup.
We
No,
don't do that around there, and
it's
those
the
are the
it's
words
the
of Real Madrid. But of course, they could not do it. They could not repeat it against Barcelona. Barcelona defeated them in extra time 3-2. An
Mhm.
amazing game, if you ask me. Real Madrid of this season has been woeful,
Yeah,
and the biggest talking point for Real Madrid is the fact that they don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend money. They keep trying to get players
players
on the
for free.
cheap, for
Yeah.
free, on the cheap. You gotta spend money, man. Luca has been one of the best attacking midfielders over the past 10 years.
Hmm.
And Luca is 38 years old. You can't
Hmm.
expect Luca to keep doing what Luca does like two
Hmm.
or three seasons ago.
Hmm.
It's not gonna happen. You need a replacement for Luca. And they need to put players like Vinny Jr. in their place. I look at Vinny. Vinny was in talks for the fourth World of the Year because
Yeah, yeah,
there's nobody basically.
hmm
That's the only reason why Vini is there. And I was telling someone yes, I said, look, I don't want to be disrespectful. Forget Ronaldo and Messi; those are extraordinary beings, right? But look at Lewandowski and Benzema period
yeah,
when
yes.
Lewa was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or and
And they
they,
didn't give
they,
him.
they didn't give it
Yes,
to him. They scored amazing and devastating goals.
yes.
They were on top of their game. I'm not sure that Vini had goals and assists of close to 40 last season. And we're then talking about him being World Footballer of the Year, and he was cheated out of it. And to make matter was Rodri won the World Footballer of the Year. That goes to
Mhm.
show you how
For
yeah, thank you for the good choice of word. Poor the choices were.
the options were. But let's put it this way: let's not knock Vinny. What
I'm not
Vinny had
kidding.
going for it was Vinny has been decisive. We are praising
Yeah, but
Hansi
yeah,
Flick for
yeah,
not losing any final.
catch
Vinny seems to score in almost every final he
yeah,
played.
Kachi, what I'm driving at is Vini going to that suspension
Mhm.
killed Real Madrid.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
killed Real Madrid. He killed the rhythm of Real Madrid.
hmm
Because Mbappe just came into the team. He was supposed to play like 10, 15, 20 games together, get the flow together. They had their own issues created by the media, issues created by the fans and whatnot.
hmm
That was not the period for you to go on. I'll call it a strike. And that's why I'm blaming Vini. And Rodrigo has not been able to come up with those decisive moments that
hmm
we've known him for the past two or
hmm
three seasons.
hmm
And
hmm
Kylian Mbappe is the only one carrying that team. And Jubileum could not replicate what he did 2 seasons ago or
hmm
last season simply because he's now a little bit backward now.
Yeah, he's playing the Tony Cruz
Forget
role.
about get a
Yeah,
replacement for Luca.
yeah.
Make Jude play that position.
hmm
Don't play. Get good defenders. Don't go and get David Alaba for free from Bayern Munich and trying to rest on Euro for
hmm
free before he went to Manchester United. It's not going to work
hmm
anymore. And that's what I think, honestly, for Real Madrid. Barcelona, amazing team. Their coach is amazing. He's probably going to win another 6 trophies.
Yeah.
for all you know. Never lost a
hmm
final in his
hmm
career, and it's a good one. How do you rate this Barcelona team?
Um,
Win, sorry.
this team and this victory. This is their third victory over Madrid this
This
year. Two
season,
of them have been finals,
yeah.
and the last game of the season happens to be the Clasico. Um, I hope that it is a winner wins the league kind of
Kind of
momentum
moment.
to give that game the pizzazz it needs.
Yeah,
But I need to say this: this Barcelona team is they are epitomized by there's such a German efficiency to how they approach games now. They are not phased when they go a goal down. They are not phased when they go two goals down. They just know that they have enough in their offense to to come claw their way back. Now,
mm,
I thought the 2-1 scoreline flattered Real Madrid. They didn't play or dominate so well.
oh well.
The free kick was a great free kick, and whoever that guy is who tweets the number of days Mbappe has gone without scoring a free kick, I hope that guy can rest now. It was a good free kick, but it was against the run of play. The second goal was also, yes, Chouameni did what he needed to do, also against the run of play.
Run a play.
And I think you could see it in Barcelona that nah, these goals they just came out of nowhere. If we keep doing what we're doing,
Who go
we
win?
will get our result. It says a lot that Emmanuel Kunde, who was not in my own TV frame,
Was the one
was
that scored
able
the
to
goal?
was it. I'm telling you, I my TV frame had Brian Diaz closest to the ball, but Kunde beat him to that ball and
Hmm.
scored that shot.
Yeah.
It tells me that one, the same thing happening to Man City is happening to Real Madrid. There's player fatigue from having won a lot. The team was not refreshed. You brought only Mbappe in. He's hungry, but there has to be a collective
Yeah,
hunger
collective
around the whole
around him.
team.
Yeah.
Right now, he is the only hungry person. He's the only one that has not won a Champions League.
Champions League. Yeah,
He's the only one that has not won a La Liga.
yeah,
So there is no collective hunger. And then let's not, they've been blighted by injuries from Courtois to the back four. At one point in time, the entire back four was not
it
available
was
for
available.
selection.
Yeah, yeah.
So all this has played a part, but do not take anything away from the soon to be World Footballer of the Year in Lamine Yamal. It's been a joy watching that young boy
Oh, is it
play.
going to be Lamy or is it going to be
No,
Rafinha?
Rafinha wins it this year, but I
Oh, okay,
said soon to be.
still to be
Just give
okay,
him
okay,
two more
okay.
years, and definitely
That
Lamine
boy,
Yamal
that boy is
gets
special.
his hands on the trophy.
No, that boy is special. And of course,
Amazing talent.
yeah, it's that boy is special. It's special. But of course, Liverpool winning the league, and I feel every Manchester United fan will be
It was a
unhappy, right?
procession. It was a
Yeah,
procession we knew was happening.
we'll be unhappy right now, except for the fake United fans, and I don't really give a f about it. But of course, if I were a United fan, I would not be happy that Liverpool are winning they won the league already as well, and they did it emphatically. Anslot, the first Dutch to win the league in Premier League history. Still, no English coach has won the English Premier League.
Yeah.
Another season is gone again. We're counting for them, and that's but how well deserving is this for Liverpool? Was it a case of no contenders? More than Liverpool being devastating in terms of their play, overall play, or was just the brilliance of Liverpool that got them through the line and they killed oppositions?
No, I think both can be true without necessarily contradicting the other. I think the last year of Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool players felt they underachieved because
Yeah,
they've always pushed the eventual champion City um, to the limits. So it wasn't as if this performance or this consistency is coming out of the blues.
yeah,
This has
yeah,
always been what we've seen with them. Last year was a blip. So
yeah,
I think they continued in that path. That team was, I think, adequately refreshed, albeit by players already within the fold.
yeah.
Gravenbranch was already there.
Uh
They
huh,
just
uh
brought
huh.
him that, okay, come and
Yeah,
show me what you can
what you
do.
can do.
And
Yeah,
we see that. We see Harvey Elliott has
yeah,
already been there,
yeah,
but was
yeah.
given more games, and we
Mortgage.
saw what he could do.
Uh huh, uh huh.
We see
Curtis Jones,
Curtis
Bradley.
Jones. So pretty much they refreshed the team, but they did it from within. So it is not a problem. When we tell people when you buy these stars, sometimes let them just come in and get their feel of the game. Don't throw them like Manchester United threw Zexi straight into the fire, and
Yeah,
that boy got swallowed up. Like Euro, we are saying now, thrown into the fire,
yeah,
getting swallowed up. We've
yeah.
seen it with Hoyland as well. So consistency has been there. The team believes, but
Can do
you
it.
are also right that the other teams that could have given them a run for their money faltered. Starting from Arsenal, perennial underachievers. Maybe you also have to blame some of the hiring policies of Arteta. Not going to shore up that front and still
Front. Yeah.
relying on a Havertz. No, you must have a clear-cut goal scorer. Say what you want to say about Darwin Nunes. He
Mhm.
still makes the right runs.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
makes the right runs.
yeah,
He
yeah,
complements Gakpo. He
yeah,
complements Luis Diaz. He
yeah,
complements Mo Salah.
yeah,
Arsenal does not have a nine that can cause that attention
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And what Mikel Merino enjoys is just the virtual um, of being an unknown right now.
Mm,
Nobody knows they're playing the false nine.
yeah,
Arsenal right now cannot play with a dedicated nine in Trossard because he will be played, he will be marked out of the game. They have to
exactly.
go with a false nine system, which Mourinho will thrive with. So whoever is going to be man marking Mourinho
Mhm.
is going to create those spaces that the Sakas can run into,
Correct.
the Rices can run into, and whoever, maybe it's a Waneri or I don't know what
Yeah,
it is. So they had a clear identity, and Slot came and did not drastically change what the Jurgen master in
Marshall. Yeah,
Jurgen Klopp did.
did.
He instead refreshed that team by bringing people who were already bought into the ideology of what Jurgen Klopp was
Dr.
doing.
Girl was doing.
So there was no animosity. And we have to also say this: Liverpool this year have been very lucky with injury.
Yeah,
Most of
they
their
were.
players
Yeah,
went through the season without
without
any
any
major
major injury.
crisis,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that helped their consistency.
yeah, yeah,
Manchester City suffered, injuries to key players. The current
yeah,
World Footballer of the Year has not kicked a ball in anger for over 6 months.
yeah,
Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Kai
yeah,
Havertz,
yeah.
Partey,
Gabriel
name these
Jesus
people. They've all spent time on the
on the
sideline
sidelines. Yeah,
dealing with one injury or the
yeah,
other.
that's true.
And I
That's
think
true.
that played a part in this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
big congratulations to
Luck
Liverpool.
definitely plays a part. And
Yes.
before we go on the show, I know you are eager to leave that seat, but I gotta ask you a question though. Ancelotti would definitely leave Real
Hmm.
Madrid. In my own
Hmm.
opinion, he should leave.
Hmm.
Do you think club should come out of retirement to go into that position at Real Madrid, or he should go to
No,
Xabi Alonso?
I think Xabi should get it now. Klopp, the players, the players currently in Madrid right now will not, they cannot play club style of football.
Mm,
Um, that midfield needs, let me say, Kamavinga, maybe Kamavinga and Chouameni and Valverde, but that back line needs a refresh.
refresh.
Carvajal cannot return the same. Look at the age he got his own knee injury.
Hmm.
There's no way he comes
Yeah,
back the
yeah,
same.
yeah. The same
Alaba, we know
exactly.
Alaba has already lost
He's
one or two
gone. Yeah,
steps.
yeah.
My man Mendy just came back from injury and within 9 minutes gone back.
It's
Let's
gone
find
again.
out who the doctor is in their dressing room because Mendy has to let me know what's happening. But
Yeah,
I do think that on a more serious note, that this team is not, it's not created in the image of a
you
Jurgen
got
Klopp.
Klopp SKT
And we just talked about Florentino Perez now more unwilling to
to
spend.
spend money.
So right now, say what you will about Jurgen Klopp, he's almost like Pep Guardiola. In his first 2 years, you need to invest heavily in players created in his image.
Mm,
If Florentino Perez is unwilling to do that, the only person that can understand him because he's been there, he's played under that
yeah,
system, he knows how
yeah.
Perez thinks right now, and
It's
maybe they
exactly.
need a new voice who they can look in the eye and say, this guy has won everything. There's nothing he's going to tell us. He has won everything. He's won the
Yeah,
league, he's won the
yeah.
World Cup, he's
It
won the
was
Euros,
Champions
he's won the
League.
La Liga, he's won the Champions League. He went to Germany, he's a winner,
He's a
and
winner
he's young
there, though.
like us. He can probably play pass better than us. Those boys will sit up. And I think with his arrival, some of those players that are on undecided on where they want to take their future to, Florian Wirtz,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know Frimpong
yeah.
may come
You
along with
come
him,
along with
and
him.
that's
Yeah.
probably what Real Madrid needs right now.
All right, perfect. See you again next week. My name is Lalija Adeboale, and I love my introduction this weekend. We're rooting for the Canadians, Montreal Canadian,
Yeah,
in their playoffs tonight, and hope they're not going to disappoint us. See you again next week.
come
Bye,
on.
guys. Have a wonderful sports week.